On Osrc News at 7, Governor Ayedatiwa meets Director General, National Emergency Management Agency over Ondo City flood. Ondo State government empowers 20 youth with 500,000 each to boost their businesses. 21 feared dead as two boats collide in Lagos. And from the foreign scene, United States warns citizens against traveling to Rwanda as Marburg virus kills 12. Good evening and thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on OSRC television. My name is Oyewumi Ayinigbara. The governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, has held a meeting with the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mrs. Zubaida Abubakar Umar, and briefed her on the flood incident in Ondo City. The NEMA DG, in company of other directors of the agency, arrived in Akure from Abuja on the invitation of the state government. The team, after the meeting with the governor, proceeded to Ondo with the officials of the State Emergency Management Agency and Ondo State Ministry of Environment. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency has assured Nigerians that water levels in the River Niger are on as the country prepares for potential flooding. The Director General, Mr. Umar Mohammed, in a statement, noted the impact preparedness protocols. He reaffirmed the agency's commitment to working with dam authorities both nationally and internationally to mitigate river flooding and support Nigeria's socio-economic growth. Mohammed added that the agency will continue to monitor weather patterns and water inflows, urging communities in flood-prone areas to stay vigilant and adhere to all safety guidelines. Ondo State House of Assembly has summoned the State Commissioner for Finance, Mrs. Omowumi Isaac, to appear before it on Thursday, 10th of October 2024. This is a sequel to the presentation of a bill to amend the 2024 appropriation and authorize the issues from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Ondo State by the state government. The House, during plenary presided over by the Speaker, Chief Olamide Oladiji, resolved that it is imperative for the Commissioner to come and explain its details and shed light on the proposed bill. The present administration in Ondo State will not relent efforts that promote youth empowerment and development towards sustainable self-reliance. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa at the closing ceremony of the State Youth Retreat emphasized the critical role of young people in the socio-economic advancement of society with assurance of continued support. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that 20 youth received a grant of 500,000 naira each to boost their businesses.
For 3 days, about 2,900 youths selected from 19,800 applications gathered at the Nibanola Motherland Resort in Ondo City for a retreat organized by the Ondo State government. The grand finale, attended by Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa in company of some members of the State Executive Council, provided a platform to encourage and reward the youths who were involved in a number of activities during the retreat. The Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Saka Yusuf Ogunleye, thanked Governor Ayedatiwa for his passion for youth-friendly policies.
We will be launching new programs and aim at funding youth-led projects, mentorship, opportunities, and training workshops designed to equip you with the skill needed to succeed in this rapid evolving world.
Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth Empowerment, Orioye Baishemori, who applauded Governor Ayedatiwa for changing the narratives of youth in the state, conveyed their request for a youth policy document.
We have been able to bond, to learn, retrain, connect with ourselves. And one of the highlights of the event is the business presentation pitch by participants.
Governor Aiyedatiwa, who congratulated the participants, reaffirmed the dedication of his administration to policies and programs that improve the well-being of residents.
The gift and the talent that is given to you is not for you. You have it for others, so that you can take it to marketplace to make money. That is the truth. All the skills, the intelligence, the potential have to be developed. You have to wake up. And that is what this camp meeting is trying to do, to wake you up from your slumber. Sometimes you don't know that some of these things are in there.
The governor encouraged the youths to embrace humble beginnings and not be discouraged by initial challenges, which are promised to remain dedicated to opportunities that will enhance their growth.
There's always a starting point, and you have been identified. You have showcased that which you asked somebody here that, what did you present? She said she has a mini-mat. That mini-mat might not be, it's not known yet, but you never can tell. In years to come, that become a brand that everybody will be going to like shop right. Somebody started small.
High point of the event was the presentation of a grant of 500,000 naira each to 20 youths to boost their businesses following their success at the business pitch competition. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
And the senator representing Ondo Central, Adeniyi Adegbomire, has felicitated the construction of a multi-purpose school hall, science laboratory and classrooms at Oyemeko Grammar School, Akure. Senator Adegbomire says the intervention, in collaboration with the National Senior Secondary Education Commission, NSEC, reflects its commitment towards boosting quality education and raising competent leaders for the future. Saeed Aribisala reports that the project, which will be completed in 6 months, was applauded by the school principal, student and parent.
In continuation of his intervention to improve the lives of his constituents in different sectors, the senator representing Ondo Central Senatorial District, Adeniyi Adegbomire, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has again attracted a life-changing project to his district. This time, the senator is boosting teaching and learning process at Oyemeko Grammar School. In Akure, Senator Adegbomire's commitment led to the facilitation of construction of a 5,000 multi-purpose school hall and science laboratory to enhance the students' exposure. To witness the takeoff of these projects, students, teachers and parents gathered to receive Senator Adeniyi Adegbomire and his team in the school premises. Also in attendance are local government and local council development areas transition committee chairman in the constituency. Senator Adegbomire, who was represented by senior legislative aide Bolarinde Akinloye, said equipping young minds to be future leaders will aid societal development.
He wants the children to be the leaders of tomorrow, genuinely. Not that we'll be saying that children are the leaders of tomorrow, but with what he has been doing, he wants them to be genuinely be the leader of tomorrow.
Representative of National Senior Secondary Education Commission, Olabode Ogundano, said Oyemeko Grammar School is one of the 50 schools across Nigeria to benefit from government intervention.
Not only are we going to build these structures, we are going to equip them as well. To build knowledge, so we just want to conclude by pleading with the community, pleading with the principal to give the contractor maximum cooperation. We would like to be back here in another 6 months, where we hope that what we're doing is to outcome and positive commission the progress.
The efforts of Senator Adegbomire, who is the chairman, Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters Committee in the Senate, will also result in the construction of 12 classrooms and renovation of dilapidated structures in the school. The school principal, Okewo Oguleye, and members of the Alumni Association lauded the intervention.
He promised to build 12 more classrooms and also renovate many dilapidated buildings in the school. We are very happy about this. My initial thought was that maybe it was just a promise, but today we are very, very happy.
The Parents Teachers Association also thanked the senator for facilitating interventions in the education sector.
We are very happy. We begin to thank God, begin to dance because it comes to us as a good, joy. So we really appreciate and we express our appreciation to the Senator Niyi Adegbamire for this laudable project. Inspiration to the students. They were glad, they were happy, for seeing the project coming alive during their own time. So it's a thing of joy to us.
The contractor handling the project, David Shegun, assured that the project would be delivered as scheduled.
I believe that I will not have any difficulty in handling this project, and I want to promise the principal and the entire people that the project will be handled in a professional way with the quality that is assured. And that is the reason why the commission even said they want to have a residential consultant who will be checking the work that will be going on. So I don't have any doubt that we are going to deliver a good job.
After the handing over and contractual signings, the senator's delegation, alongside the school management, visited the proposed site for the construction. The projects are expected to be delivered within 6 months. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, says court orders have prevented the commission from pursuing investigations on corruption cases in 10 states. Olukoyede, on this note, called for a collaboration between the commission and the judiciary in the fight against corruption. The FCC chairman, who made the call in Abuja at a program in Abuja, also complained about the frequent adjournment of high-profile cases and conflicting court orders secured by suspects to frustrate the commission in the prosecution of corruption cases. Olukoyede said in spite of the energy and commitment of judges in resolving corruption cases across the country, there are still some areas of concern that need to be addressed urgently. Olukoyede expressed concerns over incidences of suspects facing criminal investigation rushing to courts to obtain orders of injunction, restraining the commission from inviting, investigating, interrogating, and arresting them, including some state government, has become rampant and worrisome. He added that the commission is unable to conduct investigations in at least 10 states of the Federation. The supply of crude oil in Naira to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is to last for 6 months in the first instance, pending a further review by the Technical Subcommittee on Domestic Sales of Crude Oil in Local Currency. Multiple sources from the committee and the Dangote Refinery confirmed that the Naira for crude deal will last 6 months in the first phase because crude oil, being an international product, is priced in dollars. Meanwhile, reports added that the federal government was set to deliver up to 400,000 barrels of Nigerian crude oil daily to the Dangote refinery. The report said the development is expected to take place over the next 2 months, amounting to 24 million barrels of Nigerian crude oil supply between October and November 2024. Also on Monday, oil marketers declared that they are yet to receive any information from NNPCL and the Dangote refinery as regards the alleged oath of NNPC as the sole off-taker of the petrol product produced by the Lagos-based refinery. You're still watching Osrc News at 7 after the break. 21 feared dead as 2 boats collide in Lagos. Please to rejoin us for this and more. Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Undo. Members of a radio, television, theatre and art workers union Ratao in Osrc have re-elected Mr. Boluwaji Bashisi as chairman for a second term. Mr. Bashisi and other executive members were elected unopposed during the union's congress held at the television complex Oritabale in Akure. Abidemi Akinrotoye reports.
The OSRC chapter of Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, Ratau, reached a crucial point with the completion of its formal Executive Council's 2-year term, paving the way for new leadership.
That the power conferred on me as the state chairman of Ratau Ondo State, you are hereby dissolved.
Subsequently, new members of executive were elected to manage the affairs of the union in the corporation. The newly elected executive members are Boluwaji Bashusi, who emerged chairman, while Femi Akinwale became the secretary, while the position of treasurer was clinched by Oluronke Festus Afun. Bosede Bamidele was elected the public relations officer. Together, the team vowed to champion the interests of Ratau members, foster growth, and build a brighter future for the union. The chairman, Mr. Boluwaji Bashisi, reflected on the union's achievements, challenges, and developments during his past tenure. He also outlined his vision for continued growth and progress in his second tenure.
The first time was full of challenges, ups and downs, but we were able to surmount it with the help of the current management of OSRC, ably led by comrades Kunle Adebayo. But we believe again, this time around we will surmount the challenges again because we've known the terrain. So it will be easier for us to pass through the terrain and be successful.
The state chairman of Ratau, Kayode Olorunfemi, acknowledged the achievements of the past executive council and advised the new executive members not to lower the tempo.
They cooperated with us and the whole team was very, very successful. I am proud of them all. And to the new executive, I want to say it is not a joke and it is not a job that we will handle with levity. It is a selfless service that after you might have fight and work for the members, they can still criticize you. So, and when they are being criticized, they should not go on this rail. Let them continue for a luta continua, and victory is asserted.
Director of Programs in the corporation, Ireti Alewi, expressed optimism in the ability of the team to drive positive change.
I believe with the new set of people that we have on board now, that they are going to do the needful to lift this organization to the next level.
With a successful election, OSRC chapter of Ratau is positioned for continued success, driven by its dedicated leadership and unwavering commitment to members' welfare. Abidemi Akinrotoye, OSRC News.
In Lagos, at least 21 passengers have drowned in a boat accident that occurred at Imori Town in Amuwodofin local government area of the state. Tragedy struck when two boats, each ferrying 16 passengers, collided and capsized in the middle of the lagoon. The spokesperson for the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Udain, said emergency responders, including Marine Police and local divers, were swiftly mobilized to the scene and rescued 11 passengers who sustained injuries. He added that the injured were rushed to the Naval Hospital for medical attention. In the meantime, other passengers remain unaccounted for, with Udains confirming that efforts to recover their bodies were currently underway. The federal government has inaugurated the National Task Force of the European Union Deforestation Regulation. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, was addressing newsmen in Abuja. He said the inauguration is a pivotal step in aligning Nigeria's agricultural practices with international standards. The minister stressed that it would facilitate continued access to Nigerian products to the lucrative European Union market. They emphasized the urgency of the task ahead, stating that the deforestation regulation by European Union entered into force in 2023 and was given an 18-month implementation period of December 2024. On the foreign scene, the United States has warned its citizens to reconsider traveling to Rwanda, citing an outbreak of the deadly Marburg virus. The East African nation said Ebola-like disease has killed 12 people, mostly health workers, since an outbreak was announced late last month. With a fertility rate of up to 88%, the highly infectious hemorrhagic fever is often accompanied by bleeding and organ failure. The travel advisory to Rwanda has been raised to level 3. The scale tops are out at 4, which cautions citizens not to travel to a country at all. According to Rwandan Health Ministry, 41 people have been confirmed to have contracted the disease. Global police body Interpol has launched a new campaign to identify 46 women whose remains have been found across Europe. These unsolved cases, with some dating back decades, involving women who were either murdered or died under suspicions of unclear circumstances. Based in Lyon, France, Interpol started this initiative as part of its campaign. The campaign follows a similar one launched in 2023, which aimed to identify 22 deceased women. Iran has warned Israel against attacking any of its infrastructure amid fears of a possible Israeli assault on oil or nuclear sites following Iran's missile barrage last week. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who spoke after Israel said it was preparing a response to Iran's October 1 missile attack on its enemy, noted that any attack against infrastructure in Iran will provoke a stronger response. US President Joe Biden cautioned Israel against attacking oil installations in Iran, one of the world's top 10 producers of crude. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps General Rasul Sanarad warned Israel that any attack on nuclear or energy sites will cross a red line. Iran has always denied any ambition to develop a nuclear weapons capability, insisting its activities are entirely peaceful. Still on the foreign scene, the images of wholesale destruction in Gaza are what viewers around the world have become painfully familiar with. Depictions of massive devastation and deep suffering. Even before the recent escalation, life in the Strip was marked by hardship, yet it was also a place rich in culture, creativity, and resilience. Streets that once thronged with vibrant markets and artistic expression have been reduced to rubble. Olawole Aderonke has more.
Innocent, carefree joy in Gaza. Mere weeks before life as Palestinians knew it was upended, despite the shocking Israeli siege and high levels of poverty before the war. Gaza was full of life. People found their way to joy in style and luxury, simple pleasures, creating expressions, or just enjoying delicious treats. This is the Gaza Palestinians have known and loved. No more places that trump with lives and Christmas cheer, now turned into makeshift graveyards for victims of Israel's ongoing genocide. Historic buildings that once attested to Gaza's rich heritage and embraced its creative youth are now a pile of rubble. It is the Gaza for which Palestinians yearn to return and the life they still hold on to, even during the genocide. Aderonke Kolawole, Osrc News.
Wildfires in Bolivia have burned through more than 24 million acres this year, mostly in the country's tropical east, smashing records for its worst ever fire season and scorching in an area the size of Ireland or Cuba. Reports say that while most fires are set by humans, the recent hot and dry conditions from climate change are helping fire spread more quickly. Blessing Obi gives us more.
This has been Bolivia's worst ever fire season. That's according to new figures from an NGO called Tiara Foundation. The show wildfires have scorched about 25 million acres this year, mostly in the country's tropical east. That's an area roughly the same size as Iceland or Cuba, equivalent to nearly 90 million American football fields. There have been over 82,000 active fire outbreaks in Bolivia this year, up until October 6th. According to data from Brazil's Impel Space Agency, one of the NGO's researchers said the fires are a disaster of an unprecedented magnitude in the country. Last week, Bolivia's government declared a national disaster.
Que es el de declaratoria de desastres nacionales.
The hardest hit area is Santa Cruz. Around 17 million acres have burned in the wealthy farming region in the country's eastern lowlands near Brazil. Scientists say that while most fires are set by humans, recent hot and dry conditions from fossil fuel-driven climate change are helping fires spread more quickly. They've also been exacerbated by drought and land clearance linked to booming cattle and grain production. South America has been hit by a series of heat waves since last year. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
And now to sports. The Super Eagles camp in Uyo is now in full swing as preparations continue for their crucial AFCON 2025 qualifier against Libya. 20 players have reported for duty and are set to fly the country's flag in the important matches. With the squad gearing up for their opening ties, the team looks ready to build momentum. Nigeria will face Libya twice beginning from this weekend ahead of 2025 African Cup of Nations. Our sports story will conclude in tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the major stories. We told you that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has met with Director General of National Emergency Management Agency over Ondo City flood. We also told you that Ondo State government has empowered 20 youth with 500,000 naira each to boost their businesses. The checks representing the sum were presented to the beneficiaries at the youth retreat held in Ondo City. We also brought to you a report that 21 passengers are feared dead after two boats collided in Lagos. And finally, from the foreign scene, the United States has warned its citizens against traveling to Rwanda as the Marburg virus killed 12 in the African nation. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good evening.